Long ago, in a quiet African forest where the sunlight shimmered through tall, whispering trees, lived a clever tortoise. His shell was worn and smooth, and his steps were slow, but his mind was sharp and full of ideas. He loved to watch the forest awaken each morning, listening to the birds' songs, the rustling of the leaves, and the gentle babble of the river. Every day, Tortoise wandered along the winding paths, observing the other animals as they moved quickly through the forest, always in a hurry. Tortoise enjoyed the quiet mornings more than anything. As he moved slowly through the underbrush, he noticed the way the dew sparkled on the green leaves, each drop reflecting the sunlight like tiny diamonds. The forest was alive with movement. A pair of colorful butterflies danced above the flowers, and squirrels darted up the tall trees, chattering as they went. Even the smallest insects seemed busy with their morning work, and yet Tortoise moved calmly, feeling no rush at all. One morning, a flurry of excitement swept through the forest. The elder elephant, wise and tall, raised his trunk to call all the animals to the riverbank. "Today," he trumpeted in his deep, rumbling voice, "the juiciest fruits in the forest will belong to the animal who can reach them first." The animals cheered with excitement. Hare bounced from one foot to another, Monkey swung through the trees, and Lion stretched his strong legs, confident he would win. But Tortoise simply smiled under his shell, a quiet sparkle in his eyes. He had an idea, one that would surprise all the animals if he could carry it out. While the other animals rushed and prepared for the contest, Tortoise moved slowly to the edge of the river. He crouched near the water, thinking carefully. "If I try to race them, I will lose," he whispered to himself. "But if I use my wits, perhaps I can find a clever way to reach the fruit without rushing." The sun shone gently on the rippling water, and the fish shimmered below, noticing Tortoise's careful movements. He smiled softly, for he knew sometimes patience and cleverness mattered more than speed. Around him the animals continued to prepare. Hare darted from tree to tree, checking every branch, chattering loudly with excitement. Monkey swung and leapt, testing how high he could jump. Lion flexed and stretched, his muscles gleaming in the morning sun. Even the tiny ants seemed to march faster than usual, as if they too wanted to win the prize. But Tortoise simply took a slow breath, listening, observing, and waiting for the perfect moment. Tortoise spoke softly to the fish in the river. "Will you help me, dear friends?" he asked quietly. The fish shimmered as if nodding, their scales reflecting sunlight like little stars. Tortoise smiled, his shell glinting softly in the morning light. "With a clever plan, patience, and a little help, I might just reach the fruit before anyone else," he whispered to himself. And so, with the animals distracted by their own excitement, Tortoise prepared for what would be the most interesting contest the forest had ever seen. And so, the morning continued, the forest alive with anticipation. Sunlight spilled through the leaves, flickering across the mossy ground, and tiny dewdrops glimmered like jewels. Tortoise waited patiently, a gentle smile under his shell, knowing that cleverness often worked quietly, unseen by those in a hurry. The birds sang softly above, and the rustle of leaves whispered secrets only the forest understood. The contest was about to begin, but for now, the forest held its breath, ready for the story to unfold. Each small sound, the chirping of a cricket, the distant call of an owl, the gentle sway of branches, seemed to remind everyone that patience was a quiet strength. In the next episode, we will see how Tortoise begins his clever plan to reach the juiciest fruit. Until then, the forest whispers its secrets softly, and all is calm in the golden morning light. Good night, and rest well.